Now, we are going to head to package number... I'm sorry, that's 86. What am I talking about? Okay, so we're going to head to 87, and it's listed as Pike Creek on top of the container, on blue container. So once again, we're using the Cochrane Dam, the upper dam to get through to Pike Creek. And the best way to get to the container, all right, and the best way to get to that container is to make the first left by the police station, behind the police station, where I just looked, and then we're going to make a right, and then you're going to make another right, and it's going to be right here. Now, you can actually kind of sort, now you can't see the package, but you can see the container if you look at the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually, there you go, there's the package down on there. It's actually on a red container. I don't know why the game calls it a blue container. I'm going to steal another car because I actually, in doing this the first time, I fell down and had to come all the way around. If you fall down and miss it, you have to come all the way around and put a car here. So I grabbed this car, and now this time I'm gonna line myself up to make sure that when I fall right on the red container. And so I fell on the red container, and I'm gonna grab it, and then I'm gonna walk south. I skipped ahead. You walk south all the way out. It's a long walk, so I skipped ahead, and then you make the right. I'm gonna actually grab a car now, and we're actually heading west now, and we're going to wind around this road and go towards the next package, which is in the back of the hospital. It says it is actually number 88, listed as behind hospital. And you can see over there's the ambulances and the health. So you go out back of the hospital, and you'll see it's right there to my left. Okay, now the next one, they listed as Wichita Gardens. This game's got a really strange perception of neighborhoods. Wichita Gardens is where the hideout is. The game calls it Wichita Gardens, but I don't care what the game calls it. That's still Pike Creek or Francis International, if you really wanted to be technical. It's either one, but you'll see where we are. The game lists it, I guess, because of its close proximity to the water that leads to Wichita Gardens. So I'm going to make the left. I'm actually going toward the airport. But this time, instead of going to the airport and making the right, I'm going to make the left, and then the first right, as if I was going down to the lower, that's the Cochrane Dam. And as you see, it's called Wichita Gardens, but this is really Pike Creek or Francis International. I don't care what the game says. That's Turtle Head, and what we're going to do is we're going to look for the staircase in the back, and that is. The way it's listed is roof of a large building with a weird awning. So we're going to go up here. There's a rampage up here. This is a rocket launcher rampage, which is always fun. You got to destroy vehicles. That's the rampage right there. And again, just kind of like the one in the Portland Docks area, you've got to jump from the roof to get on top of the awning. Okay, and that is number 89. Just look for the rampage if you're not sure where you are. Now you're going to fall down. There's another package in this yard, and this is listed as 90 between Turtlehead Storage. Okay, it's actually just behind these garages. It's kind of an obscure location. And now we got the M16, baby. Okay, we have 10 more packages left, and the good news is that all of them are, well, actually 9 of them are basically in the airport. Okay. Now some of these are labeled a little weird, so I'm not sure if I'm actually following the guide as much as I'm trying to here. But give me credit for trying, right? Okay. So 91 is listed as Wichita Garden. Now I'm going to go past where we have to go. So it's just that I looked at the airport and I looked at the entrance to the bridge, which is closed right now. So now I'm turning around and look for this little dirt road on the right. Okay, I wanted to show you that if you go toward the airport, you've gone too far. Here's the little wooden bridge, which is also a unique jump that leads you right to Wichita Gardens. This is calling it Wichita Gardens, but this is, for instance, International. You know, so I call bullshit, but whatever. There's the package down there. Be careful you don't fall in the water. Okay, this is, like I said, this is Francis International. I guess the game perceives it somehow as being Wichita Gardens. But watch, you'll see as soon as we get out of this, as soon as we get out of this area, boom, Francis International all of a sudden when you're off the dirt road. So now we're heading into the airport, but for starters, we're going to go in the back way. Okay, so instead of making the left where you drop Ray off to go to Miami, you're making the right. Now, the package is listed in the guide as airport parking lot. It's actually, I think this is the one they're talking about. It's the one by the fire truck. I can't imagine it being any other one, but I'm not sure. Now, we're going to actually skip ahead to number 94, which is on the ground next to the dome. So we went from 91 to 94. You go through that little hole that you almost don't even see. Stay to the right side going counterclockwise. And we are going to have that package right in the little corner. Getting out is a little getting out toward, you know, in the way that we came in anyway, it's a little tricky because it's easy to miss that that little exit. Okay, so basically look for that ramp. You can jump the ramp too if you want, but if you really want to go the way you came in, it's between the container. It's to the left, to the right of the container. Okay, so again, we're going to make the left here, going into the airport. Now, the easiest way to get these two, and these are another ones that are, I'm not 100% sure how they're labeled. You go into the airport by the airplanes, and I go diagonally through, and I actually drive through the police drive only as a landmark. And we're looking for 93 and 94, which is airport under wing and a hangar, which is right here. Okay, and it's at the northern end of the airport. Now what we're going to do is the next package, 94, is straight south from here. I'm sorry, 95 rather. We did 94 in the last. Notice how I drove straight south, and it's just right under the tail of this plane. Okay, beautiful. Now we got 95 packages. So now we're going to head southwest toward the little helicopter, towards the helipad. And every time I come here, I'm so depressed that you can't fly helicopters, but what are you going to do? The stairs are around the back of it, and we're going to, and by the way, there's 4 unique jumps in here, not that I'm going to do them, okay? And it's right by the inert helicopter. It's actually to the left of it, but I just wanted to circle around. Oh, it's LCPD. I thought it was a Rockstar helicopter, but that was on Kenji's, I guess. Alright, so we grab package number 96. Now I'm going to grab the cop car because it's less beat up, and we're going to go for 97. No, 97 we got already. Actually, we got that when we first went to Staunton, if you remember. That's because we couldn't get 97 from here even if we wanted to, because it's in the train station. The station is locked in the Staunton entrance because we're not supposed to have access. Anyway, this one is listed as 99 airport runway, and it's actually at the beginning of the runway in the southern part of the airport. So the best way to do it is you just drive down that little kind of ramp, and you got to be really careful here because it's very easy to fall in the water. I've done it many times. All right, so now we're going to go to package number 100, which is 99 for us, and we're basically going to go into the northernmost runway, and we're going to go east rather, and we're going to look for the ramp that brings us down. Don't go into, this is not on the runway that juts out to the right. It's the one that travels straight east-west, and I fell off the ramp, but I'm done. Anyway, the package is down here. This is number 100, which is airport end of runway. Alright? Not to mention before, but we skipped number 96 because we had like 8 packages back here, and I didn't want to jump all the way to the front and then come to the back. So basically, I just fast forwarded to the front of the airport and look for the Lips 106 and the Punk Noodle billboards. It's behind that. That's number 96, which is 99 for us, actually. Now, what we're going to do to get number 100 is I'm going to give you guys some Dodo flying lessons, in case for anybody who doesn't know how to fly it. Alright, so we're going to go back to the back of the airport, and we're going to jump into Dodo. Now, one of the things you got to remember, Dodo, this is the hardest flyable vehicle in the GTA universe to fly, because it's really supposedly not meant to fly. What you got to do is, once you get lined up on the runway you want to take off at, you push the nose, you push the left stick forward, until the plane starts to rub against the ground and you see sparks. In this case, for some reason, the plane just shot to the left, but making a crappy takeoff. I probably pushed the stick a little bit by accident, but whatever. It's not going to hurt us any because I can fly this pretty well. Now, if you don't know how to fly the Dodo, that's how you take off. The Dodo takes a while to achieve its maximum height because everybody flies, you automatically think you want to pull back on the stick to make the Dodo go up. Don't pull back on the stick. Don't ever pull back on the stick. Just the opposite. When the plane will... So you see how the plane is going up? That's not me doing it. The plane is doing that by itself. And what happens is I actually... as soon as the plane starts going up, before it reaches its maximum upsurge for that particular time, I push the stick forward. Look, boom. See here, I'm pushing the stick forward so that it'll go down and gain speed. And by doing that, by constantly doing that, you're going to increase the height of the Dodo. But if we were to just take this Dodo, so you'd see how I'm gaining altitude ever so slowly? That's the only way you can gain altitude. Now, where I want to take the Dodo to get the package, you're not going to be able to do it unless you build up sufficient speed. You need to fly for a few minutes. The best way to do it is to go around the periphery of Liberty City. So I took off from the airport, I went into the southern end of Staunton, then southern end of Portland. Now I'm going north on the eastern end. And you know how you know it's a good sign that you're getting the height you want? If you're above the lighthouse, which we are, as you can see, we're at or close to the maximum height of the Dodo here. You can fly the tank higher, but that's because the tank is a much faster vehicle when you shoot from the back up. So anyway, now we're coming back around and we're going west. Okay, we're going west over Portland, and in a moment we'll be going west over the northern end of Staunton Island. Okay, so you'll see the stadium on the left side. On the right, you're going to see the Army's one-armed Phil's place. Okay, the Army barracks. And in case you've never seen that, that's the Liberty City Cox Stadium. Now, we're above the stadium, so this is where we want to be, basically. Alright, it's not going to really go much higher than this, if at all. Now, what we want to do is fly up to that road that's suspended up, because shoreside is closed. And ideally, we want to turn the plane over, but this time it doesn't happen. See how I tried to turn the plane over, but it righted itself? That makes it harder. But anyway, don't even try to jump on the plane if it's not blown up. You won't be able to. Don't even try to push the plane up on top of the divider, because that's where you want to be, by the way. You want to be up on that divider. You can't jump there. Usually you have a car. But since you can't get a car up there, you're not able to do it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the Dodo there. I've tried pushing it. I've tried jumping on it the way it is, and it won't stay in a position that you can jump on the nose. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow it up, because when the game sees that the Dodo is blown up, you can push it into a position and have it stay there. By the way, I discovered this all by myself and posted it on a message forum a while. I actually invented this. I'm sure other people have discovered it too. By the way, notice I'm trying to push the Dodo and it won't go. What I'm going to do, that means it's stuck. So I'm going to throw another grenade to loosen it, to get it out of there. One thing you have to... See, now it loosened. One thing you have to be careful of, you may know this from knowing how glitchy this game is. If you look away from the plane for even a second, there's a 50-50 chance it's going to disappear. And that'll be it. It's done. Now you notice how I'm trying to push it so that I can jump on the front and land on and jump onto that little embankment in the middle of the road. So notice how I'm staying very close to the plane. I'm keeping my camera centered on it. And now I can jump on it because the plane is like at an odd angle. Alright, so I'm going to walk low. Notice how slowly I walk because this sometimes takes a few times to do. Boom, I'm on the middle of the embankment. Left, there's that package, which is number 100. Gives you $1 million. Of course, the rocket launcher. And percentage toward 100% completion. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. I had a good time making it, and I hope it helps a few of you guys.